So normally when I do these videos, I have notes in front of me. But for this topic and for this video, man, I'm just going to go all freestyle, man, because I got a lot of shit I want to say. So, I'll probably see what the highlights are in the background. No, this video will not be mostly focused on him, but he does play a huge part in this video. I want to talk about the Charlotte Hornets because this offseason, they really haven't done nothing. And it's kind of worrying me. As a fan of Lamelo, as a fan of their young core, they're not doing anything to get better. You see the guys around them. You got the Hawks. They just traded for DeJounte Murray. That's a team that just beat them in the play-in. Another team that beat them in the play-in drafted Benedict Mathurin. Tyrese got there last year. Like, they look better. The Cavs, we got Ochai Agbaji. Got Ricky Rubio around back. What I'm basically doing is I'm naming all the teams that are kind of on the same tier as the Hornets or once were, but they got better this offseason. I can honestly say this offseason, the Hornets did not get better. In my opinion, they actually got worse. You get blown out in 2 back-to-back playing games, and my whole thing after that playing game was they need perimeter defense and they need leadership. And then literally a couple weeks after that, we have this whole Miles Bridges thing where he gets in trouble with his baby mom's basically domestic violence case. I don't want to talk too much about that, but yeah. And then he just pleaded non-guilty for that today. So I don't know anything about it. I didn't do no research, so I'm not really going to talk about that. But he's not going to be back with the team. They took away his qualifying offer. He's not going to get an offer until they finally get the situation settled. And even then, they still might not offer him because it just looks bad. It looks bad to be that team to offer this guy with all these allegations against him. So, you have that. They've been talking about trading Gordon Hayward for the last 2 years, and they still haven't done it at all. They still haven't done it. He's still on this team. Montrezl Harrell, he gets pulled over a hella weed. No, he's not on the team. Devontae Graham, he gets pulled over on DUI. And it's like, my thing with this team was they need veteran leadership because you can honestly see that this team just lacks IQ and maturity. In the playing game, they didn't look like they wanted to be there. They didn't look like that was not a win-or-go-home game. They came out there like that was a regular season game, and they just went out there hooping. Everybody, not just Miles, not just Montrezl Harrell, everybody, but PJ Washington, he actually had a decent game that game. But everybody came out so lackadaisical, and it was kind of disappointing to watch in both playing games. Everybody came out bad. And my thing was, they need a vet to hold these guys accountable because when you look at the vet they have, Gordon Hayward's not going to hold nobody accountable. He holds people accountable by the way he plays as a consistent player he is, but he only plays like fucking 40 games a year. Montrezl Harrell, he wants to be one of the guys. He's not going to be one of those young guys that just holds people accountable. He's still young himself. Isaiah Thomas was only there for about a couple months, and he's like, what can you tell me? You had a few good seasons. Like, what can you tell me? They don't really have a vet. And that's what's, you can see that with this team. And then you got James Borrego. He's more of a player coach. He's not going to be a coach that's going to do this, do that. He's not a leader coach. He's not that at all. And that's part of the reason why this team's so hurt. Then you go into this offseason, you lose Miles for good. You still have Gordon Hayward. And then in the draft, your perfect player is right there. Your perfect fit next to LaMelo is right there. And you trade that pick because you wanted Mark Williams. That made no sense to me at all. At all. That was probably the worst draft pick of that day. Yes, Mark Williams is a decent player. He's still, that dunk, I'm sorry I had to stop. That dunk off word is crazy. But yeah, he's still a decent player. He's still going to fit with the team. But it's going to take years. Jalen Duren was ready right now, and the NBA body build, his game in general, it was so ready for them to hoop right now. And you traded that pick. I don't even remember what they traded it for, but they traded that pick, and that was just kind of stupid for me. Then you got after that draft, they took away Miles' qualifying offer, and they still haven't done nothing. Free agency has come. Trades have been made. They have all the pieces to make trades. Like, why didn't they put their head in that Jeremy Grant trade? Why didn't they try to get KCP? Why are they standing put with this roster after getting blown out 2 years in a row in a playing game? I don't know. And it confuses me, man, because they got a lot of stuff they need to do, man. You just look at who they are. Even in the summer league, they have a trash summer league. Like, this organization as a whole is just like super bad, and you got a superstar in LaMelo. Not as far as his play, but as far as who his dad has built him up to be. LaMelo's a superstar. He got in the NBA All-Star game because he was a superstar. You have that. You're not putting anything around him. You're not. You lose the best weapon he had in Miles Bridges. It's not your fault. I'm not putting that on you. If you had a vet, maybe. No, I'm not going to put that on him. Still, I'm not going to put that on him. You lose Miles Bridges. You still have Gordon Hayward. I'm not going to say you did nothing in the draft, but you made the end pick. Like, this is like, they not doing nothing. And then basically what I'm seeing is, not going to do nothing in the draft. Not going to do nothing in free agency. Not going to make any trades. Okay, we are betting on LaMelo to take that next step. Now, my thing is, can LaMelo take that next step? And that's the second part of this video. They're not doing nothing to build around him, so they're basically expecting him to take a superstar leap. Can LaMelo ever live up to that? Can he take that superstar leap next year? Because that's what they're going to need. I'm pretty sure they don't want to go from 2 back-to-back play-ins to falling off in general, just making the lottery back-to-back. Maybe they do want Victor Wembanyama, but still, I'm pretty sure they don't want to do that. I'm pretty sure they don't want to tank. You have a superstar on your team. You have Gordon Hayward. Well, like I said, one play, elite player. Not elite player, but a really good player. Same thing with Terry Rozier. Basically, it looks like to me they're putting all their coins on LaMelo. We lost Miles. We lost his 2, so now we're betting on LaMelo to take that superstar league. Can he? I don't know. With Steve Clifford, I'm not really sure as the offensive coach that will help LaMelo strive and thrive, because like LaMelo, what I would love for him to be is more hungry for his shots. He's more of a pass first guard, and that's the type of guard you would love in this NBA. But like LaMelo is a bucket. He's a bucket. He's a hooper. He didn't start showing his real true point guard capabilities until probably some part Inspire High School, and then mostly in Australia. That's when he showed like, yo, he's a legit point guard. But before that, the kid was a bucket. But in the NBA, these first 2 years, he's been really passive. Now, being passive still also allowed him to score 20 points per game, which is great. But for them, they're going to need 25, 26 for LaMelo for them to even scratch the play-in, because they have lost so much and not gained anything that they need that scoring from somebody. Can LaMelo bring that? I'm going to say he can, but is Steve Clifford going to allow him to do that? Because Steve Clifford is a defensive coach. He's not an offensive coach. That's why a guy like Kenny Atkinson, who's more of a balanced coach, or a guy like Mike D'Antoni, who's more of a just elite offensive coach, would have been better for not just the Hornets, but for LaMelo. You put him next to a defensive coach like Steve Clifford, what is that going to do for his offensive game? What is that going to do for you guys who's going to need scoring when you lose a guy like Miles Bridges, when you have Gordon Hayward playing like 50 games a year? Like, you're going to need scoring. You're going to need a punch. And you're not going out to get nothing in the free agency or in the trade. Like, they're going to need for him to hoop. They're going to need for LaMelo to hoop and take off. And can he do that with Steve Clifford? I just don't know. I think LaMelo has the capabilities to do that, but I don't think he can do that with Steve Clifford, because Steve Clifford is not an offensive coach. And then they don't have the weapons around LaMelo. I do like Gordon Hayward next to LaMelo. LaMelo can make Mark Williams look good his first year. Hopefully they give James Bouknight and Bryce McGowan's minutes, because they didn't give James Bouknight minutes last year. They didn't sign Montrezl Harrell back, so they're running it back with Miles Plumlee or Mason Plumlee and a Mark Williams front court. That's pretty bad. Like, you see what I'm talking about? Then you got Cody Martin, I believe. Not Caleb. No, they have Caleb. I think they have Caleb Martin. Just that, like, they don't have nothing around LaMelo. And this was just a year ago was one of the best young cores in the league, because you have LaMelo, who has all the talent in the world. And you have Miles Bridges, who's coming up, Terry Rozier, James Bouknight. They had all the talent in the world. But now you just lost everything. Not everything, but you lost a lot. Miles was a big piece. You lost that. not drafting an offensive coach, not signing an offensive coach, that hurts. That hurts. Not going into the draft or into free agency trying to invest your defense of problems, that sucks. So basically, man, I just want to talk about the Charlotte Hornets, man. I'm confused with what they're doing. I'm praying for Lamelo to hoop next offseason because Lamelo is one of my guys. But yeah, this is the bad situation, man. But other than that, man, I will be back with another video tomorrow. Facecam will be back soon. I'm redecorating my room. But I do want to come back and do Facecam soon. So it will definitely be back soon. But other than that, man, that's it for this video. Prayers up to the Charlotte Hornets. Peace out.